So,
Cool.
I stuff.
That's
up on
right.
the game
Every
scores
now
all
and
the
again,
time,
you
not
just got
getting
to say,
invited.
"Oh yeah, so."
Cool.
So that's what we go. G'day,
like
everyone.
you knew he was, mate.
Welcome to Wobbly
yeah, so
Play.
as soon as
We're live, by the way, people.
Oh,
oh,
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wobbly Player Syndrome, the Warhammer 40k podcast, full of professionalism, right here, right now. We have a full house. Look at everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
See, everyone's waving on the podcast. Great.
listen to the sounds of our waves.
It is episode 43, and we are calling this one Always Look on the Bright Side. You'll find out why when we get to... Yes, I know we thought we were going to burst into song and forget our heads going the right way at the same time. It'd be great.
Oh God, the bright side.
Now, as I said, we do have a full house. Everyone's here. How good is that? We have Radio Mike.
hey,
We got Safe for Work Mark.
hello.
And right next to him, Not Safe for Work Mark.
Hey,
We got Adam.
Hey.
We got Anthony.
G'day.
And we got me, Greg. How you going? G'day.
yeah.
Yay. And look, you may notice something different if you are watching us live. We've got almost the same show for everyone else because we have someone who's come on board who's decided who'd like to listen to us, and so some of this podcast will be brought to you by Manscaped, and you'll find out more later on. How is everyone? Surviving lockdown?
I'm really loving week 2 of our. Week 8 of our 2-week lockdown. It's great.
Yeah. Yes, we've all been talking about all the haircuts we need. Michael, we just can't keep him shut about his haircut needs. But everyone's keeping saying, "Oh, we've got some lightning of the things happening this weekend." So I think we're all booking in the game as of this weekend because we're allowed to have one person that's not from the household over.
Oh, isn't it? 2 people over.
Oh, I think it's. I thought it
Yeah,
was
you're allowed to have 2 people who aren't in the
excellent.
household.
We can now film
And
with
it's
someone
awesome.
editing.
Yep.
I seem to recall it's actually 2 people plus children as well.
Mm.
It's not just 2 people including children.
No, I don't hear the plus children.
Oh, let's
but...
not go too crazy.
No, we'll keep that
Children
down.
away.
Put them down. Not put them down. Put them away.
They're staying in lockdown.
Yeah. That's very exciting. So our podcast is very late in the month. We normally start the second week. This is like the last Monday of the week. Oh well, I know you've had a long drought waiting to hear our sultry voices, but here we are. Hello.
Ladies coming out to you in FM land.
There you go. Oh, no, we've got to save those voices for later. You know that, don't you? So let's get into it. We normally go straight into what's new. Take it away, Mike.
Oh, what's new? Well, there's actually not a whole lot that's new this month. With all of the lockdowns all over the place and problems with shipping, GW's really not released that much 40k stuff in the last month. We got the Orcs Codex finally came out, which just confused and felt like a bit of a letdown for all of the people who already had the Orc Codex. They also released the Kill Rig, the Hunter Rig. They released a Pain Boss model, Mozrog Scragbad, and that really cool looking Squigosaur model. So, there was a lot of cool Orc models that came out. And they also released those action figures of the Vanguard, Infiltrators, and Incursors, which look pretty cool. I mean, if I was the kind of person to buy action figures of 40k stuff, I'd totally buy them.
I'm clearly not the sort of person who would do that.
No, definitely not.
I'm just like, I don't have enough room for my actual 40k stuff on my shelf, so I try not to buy more. Because the minute if I start, I won't stop.
Oh, that's exactly what happened with those. I bought one. What are those called? The vinyl pops. Just one. I went, oh, cool, grab that, and now there's a few more than one.
Yeah, got 15 up to my right.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's about 40 of them over there. I said, I'll just get one series. Oh, look at that shiny.
My dining room table is unusably groaning with Primaris models, so I need to stop buying other things. We also had the Sisters of Battle comic, and Siege of Terror Book 6. That's kind of it for 40k, as far as I've noticed this month. There was a couple of the Kill Team boxes as well. There was the kill team. I think it was
Tau?
Sisters and Tau. Did you say it was?
Sisters and Tau. It was a beautiful time because
I think-
Anthony was talking about maybe starting a new army. He said, maybe I should do Tau. And what do you know? They
Yeah.
brought a kill team box out for him.
It was meant to be.
Although I don't think they've come out. I think they were just announced. But there was a lot of announcements.
We don't
this
know.
month
We're
and
not allowed
stuff.
outside, so we don't know what's actually out.
We're all just
Going to shop.
sitting on our porches with our telescopes.
Yeah.
People, I think that flag's an
Oh,
F.
I actually did
What's with F?
Yeah. It's been interesting times, so we're looking forward to.
But yeah, like
This
there was
weekend.
some really cool Necromunda announcements. There was some really cool AOS announcements. We had a lot of cool announcements. Don't know when
Love
they'll
it.
all come out.
A lot of funky stuff for Age of Sigma. I really like that. Nice, cool changes in the Age of Sigma, particularly for the Orcs. Any AOS players out there now, they actually look less cartoony and look more coolish. So I know that's not the main theory of what we talk about here, but they are looking really cool.
No, you're our token AOS player.
Yeah, I'm very token.
We let you in every now and again. It's just,
Very
it's good to
token,
see you
yeah.
back, though.
It is. It's nice to be back. Work, well, being what it is, has allowed me to get back in now. So I am hoping to be in a lot more. So there we go.
Well, there's a threat for everyone. Listen out.
Suck in, listen to me swear.
Suck shit, fuckos.
Well, okay. It wasn't Mark who got rid of our PG rating.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice safe, Michael. Yay!
Brilliant. All right. So,
It's
because we
important
have.
to get it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't want to have any hidden agenda here. Right, this is it. Yeah, balls out. Let's do it.
Balls out
That's
the wall.
later.
Terrible people. That's why we're here. Cool.
Yep.
So while we have been in lockdown, some of us have been a bit crazy with the hobby side of things. Wouldn't you say? I think you're the first one up, Adam. Yes, you are.
I think I am. Yes. Yeah. Obviously, I tried to for the past the first 6 weeks. I tried to do about an hour, 2 hours painting each day. So I smashed out all of the Hexfire Grey Knights, and I went, you know what? I kind of like needing a Land Raider, and I noticed it. And then obviously the second one is my son's. Oh, that mic just came on. And my son's Eldar. And there's my Terminators. So, yeah, I've almost got about 2,000 points of Grey Knights painted in like 6 weeks.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of spare time.
There is a person who joins me regularly on the Hobby Nights, and he's done 1,500 points, and he worked out how many hours it took him. 30 hours.
Yeah.
What?
30 hours to do 1,500 points.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Michael,
It's obviously
how many
cheats.
points can you get done?
And Imperial Fists, it wasn't like Grey Knights, just spray them grey. Whoops.
I know there's a blue tinge to them.
Off white.
So I have been giving you some crap about the hobby. Let's show my hobby progress. I've been playing Dark Elder. Oops, sorry. Drakari. Ooh, I can't believe I said that. So I've been continuing on to get the finish of Drakari. I have 11 models left to finish. I did finish both the Radars and the Scourges, which is very fun. I did Wings for the very first time, and one looks good. The other one looks... the other one looks... so it was good. But I got them all done, which is I'm pretty proud to get them sorted out, which is very cool. Mr. Adam, not for safe. You're up next. No fancy
What?
slide on this one. It's purple.
Well, who? Which one? Me?
Yeah.
You called me Mr. Adam, therefore I was confused.
No,
Yes.
I said Mr. And then I tried to not say your surname.
Yeah, try not to say my. Please don't. I don't
Yeah,
want to
and
have
that's
to change his name
why I
tag
sort of
again.
stumble.
So I've been slowly working on my AdMech force, and I do mean slowly. I've built a lot of stuff and experimenting around with paint. So I've picked up some Cerberus Raiders, those pony boys for the AdMech that are really kind of funky, but an absolute turd to paint. So getting the colours to match up on those has been a right well pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Playing around with an Onaga Dune crawler, really like that. The gear work, when I get it finished, hopefully it'll come up nicely. But the one I've been working on lately at the moment is Scorpius Dune Raider.
The carrier one, isn't it?
Yeah, the carrier.
The one we're seeing.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Oh,
That's awesome.
So that is very much a work in progress. So it's lots of light coats, trying to get things to blend together, pulling in copper for the metallic colours that I'm using. So anything that's got to do with the piping, trying to get that bright yet dark, mysterious purple out there to go with the theme of my renegade admech who are infected by Necrons. So instead of thinking of Omninosire as the way to go, going with the Necron methodology of the machine is the better and going down that darker route. So it's, as I said, still very much a work in progress, a lot of touching up to do, but it's actually been, for the first time, it's actually been nice sitting down and thinking and planning it through and doing lots of light coats instead of slathering on lead belcher after lead belcher on Necron troopers. So, yeah.
Nice. And then Anthony's thrown in more Grey Knights.
Yeah, so I actually I actually have to make a confession to you all. When I said that I have had nothing else to paint,
what knights?
It found the Grey Knights that you bought me for CanCon.
Wow, remember CanCon?
Yeah,
I remember that a long time ago.
Yeah, so at the bottom of my bits box were 2 boxes of Terminators. So I've I finally put them together, and they're underway being painted. Yeah. And then the Strike Squad, there's a Strike Squad and an Intercept Squad there that just got rearmed, just to balance the rules with the new rules coming out. The swords work well, and I wanted to make sure the squads only had sort of one weapon type just for dice rolls to speed up the game a bit. So they've all gone swords or halberds or dual falchions.
It is one thing I like about Age of Sigma. It's simple when it comes to
it. I've been enjoying that with Age of Sigma.
Yeah. I love how you say that, and you've got AdMech, which is probably the most complicated dice rolls.
No, I've simplified them. I've not done what one of our other group members does and have a multitude of weapons and not know what to think. I've tried to make it as streamlined for me as possible, because that's what I liked about the Crons, and that's what I'm trying to do for this, because I'll be honest, everyone knows I'm not the most confident player. I don't know the rules as much as you guys do, even after all these times. So I still want to make it easier on me and make it simple.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Cheat sheets and stuff like that. I think I used a cheat sheet with Anthony last time with try to get all the orders and stratagems sorted out.
And that's something I will say that's really good about Age of Sigmar. You can actually get these things called reminders. So it says, at this, you may need to do this at this stage, and you need to do this at this stage. It's not a cheat sheet. It's just so making sure that you're using your abilities, your command points, and everything.
Yeah. We did do an episode about stratagems, and we all said, just make it clear. Have a stratagem that says, in the fight phase. Okay, great. That's my category fight phase. That's my category shooting. That's my category of interrupt, whatever, and stuff like that. It's an epic stratagem.
Yeah.
If it works.
AOS have definitely got it more streamed, which is what I've been playing with a lot lately. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to a good conversation about stratagems, but we can save that for another time. Anyway. So normally we talk next about our battle reports and how much we've been battling each other, fighting, getting some rage on, or cheering, how Victor standing over them going, ha 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 ha. But we haven't been allowed outside, so there's none of that. Moving on.
Or allowed to each other's houses.
Well, yes, Greg, I have been painting Dark Angels.
And I've been painting Tyranids.
You didn't give me any pictures.
You didn't ask for pictures. I've posted pictures.
You asked for the
sorry. Michael, did you do some hobby progress?
Yes, I did actually have hobby progress.
Right.
I finished painting my assault intercessors and started painting my eradicators.
Oh, see, I went through the Facebook page trying to find pictures. I even went to your personal page to stalk you to find these pictures.
I'm sure I did, man. I've posted pictures of, all of that.
I'm sorry. You'll see it on our Facebook page. There you go. Go hit that up.
Yeah, I can see them right here and there and there.
Yeah. Mark, did you say you did something too?
I have. I've painted more Gene Stealers. The end of this tunnel of Gene Stealers is in sight. I'm at high 20s now, but I still got to get to 40. Yeah. And I've run out of paint to continue. But as soon as I can get paint, I'm going to smash that out, and never will I paint another Gene Stealer ever again.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we've all had a
lies
unit
we
like
tell
that.
ourselves.
No, I'll
Tell
never
me
do.
what colours you need later. These are the spare ones I've got through the Age of Sigmar magazines. I might
you
have
never
something
have
you
spare
want.
pants ever.
No,
You never.
No.
You'll use
No.
They're
it.
just unused at the moment.
you
Yeah.
haven't found the right project for them yet. That's it.
I am gonna do some kit bashing soon, so you never know. A bit late for it, but
Yeah.
oh well.
It's not green Gene Stealer. It'd be great. All right, fine. So other people did some hobby progress too.
I know it's weird, but
Michael, I
have this.
expected hobby progress. Mark, you've thrown me. All right.
exactly,
And both Marks do hobby progress. It's the end of the world.
That's
exactly.
it.
You know, it's
Six
the
of us
end
here.
times.
What's going on? This is
You
our
can
last
tell.
podcast ever. No.
This
That's
is how the
right.
age of strife started.
That's
there is
it.
there is a legitimate pandemic, like emergency situation, because everybody's done hobby progress.
It's true. It's true.
People have time.
It's just fine. I get it. Right. We're not going to talk about
being-
battle reports. I'm moving on.
And I'm being ever so professional with the cat, so there
Yeah.
you go.
Moving on. So one thing we did have last month, which did help get through some of the time that we had staring at some walls, was our Kit Bash challenge. Fortunately, one of our members, also see him on Twitch. Game on, Steve. Thank you. Sorry, Game on. Challenged everyone to do a Kit Bash, and we did. Who participated? I did.
I did.
Yeah.
No,
There we
Yeah.
go.
I had
Got
all,
through,
I had
see?
all the plans.
Unfortunately, work screwed me over, so yeah.
Too many Tyranids to paint.
Well, let's have a look at some of these hobby progress, Joey. Who's up first? We've got Michael's going his first.
Yeah, okay, so I decided to kit bash Nami and Reaver, which is a kit bash I've been meaning to do for ages. And happily, the extra pieces I needed finally showed up just before the kit bash contest was due to start, which is going to be totally fucking over the heads of anyone who doesn't play 30k. He's like a special character in 30k who's pretty much an Inquisitor Space Marine. And he doesn't have a model. It's just he's an ex-Dark Angel who has a funny wavy sword. Go for it. So
So descriptive.
He's-
The wavy sword, or is he just doing this with the spoon trick?
the description in the codex is like he has fancy armor, he has a wavy sword, he has a scar on his face, and he's suspected to be an ex-Dark Angel. So he's got like the hood over his face, and he's got like some Dark Angel iconography on him. And I gave him one of the Empire Greatswords that I hacked onto the end of a Legion Champion set of arms. And he's actually based on the what's his name? Imperial Fist captain character, Alexis Pollux.
Yeah.
So he got some really fancy armor, and then I built him a hood from scratch because I wanted to use the face that is like half bionics to represent the fact that his face is fucked.
Half bionics or a scar? It's a big stretch for a scar.
Well, it's just his face is. The description is his face is horribly disfigured and he hides it.
Yeah,
So I
with a
was like,
metal face.
Now, I've got a question for you. How much green stuff did you use in your kit bashing?
In mine, it's pretty much that whole hood is green stuff because that's a bare head.
Yep.
And I think
human.
I might have filled a couple of gaps.
Okay.
That's about it.
I've got a question about green stuff. I'm going to ask all you kit bashers in a minute. So, cool. I
Right.
don't know how much of yours was. Yep.
Okay, sure. Going to my project now. There was three categories. Was a individual, a one-on-one scene, and a diorama. So I tried to do all three in one. So because I'm an idiot. But I did two characters. So the Death Guard there is Necrosius the Undying. He's a ex-plague. No, he's not an ex-plague. He is a plague. He's an apothecary who went bad, basically. And so he's made up of a few Chaos different parts and stuff like that. I can't remember. The Blackstone Chaos Lord is the main body. And I hacked him up in pieces, and I did a green stuff banner. It's the first time I've done a banner. I hate banners, but there it is. And the one you can see now is the Apothecary Harath Shen from the Salamanders. He is an chief apothecarian, and I saw the battle scene and just Necrosis has just laid waste to these poor salamanders everywhere else. It was fun cutting some up and adding some intestines to some others. And I had that model that was a failed 3D print from... sorry, GW. Yeah. Failed 3D print from one of our trophies from one year. And he's
I was about
now
to say,
face.
that's where that guy comes from.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to figure out where you got the picture of the guy, like free diving.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, the guy being held up on the trophy.
That's him.
Oh.
Yes. So he was the failed one. And he was failed on the front, so I went, well, I'll just put him face down. So, yeah,
Waste not, want not.
that's it. I was pretty happy I came out. So I've covered all the bases, used multiple different materials, and I can take the miniatures out and play them. That was my big part. There might be a nice diorama, but I can take them out and play them when I want to. There you go.
So question for you:
Yep.
How much green stuff? I
Sure.
know you said there was how much green stuff.
So the green stuff is on the banner. That's all green stuff. The tentacle around the weapon is also green stuff. The intestines is green stuff. That's probably it. All of it. I used a hot knife for a unique thing. I cut half a Space Marine's head off with a hot knife. That was fun. So here's the guy with the banner. It's lying on his back with half a head. And it's the different materials and stuff like that. I fortunately had Adam print me out that base that they're all standing on because my 3D printer wasn't working at the time. But I was happy how it all came together. I was happy until recently how it all came together.
Saw the picture.
There it is.
There it
This
is.
is
All right.
This is the aftermath.
Spectrums.
So I have rearranged this room, and I picked up something which knocked over the thing that you're seeing, and it's now in, what did I say, 12 different pieces?
Something like that.
So Kit Bash again!
Construction.
Makes me
Now you
sad.
can recycle it.
Putting the bash back in kit.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
Just fun. Yeah. All right, Anthony, you also had a Kit Bash, and this is very cool.
Yeah, yours is funky.
So this was started off as the figure on the left-hand side there is Inquisitor Trek, and he's slightly a rogue Inquisitor who collects rogue psychers for nefarious, nasty reasons. And that led to the vehicle being produced. The vehicle is a rogue psycho transport vehicle. So built into a diorama now, which, the back is in two sections, a little trailer, and in the back there's a cryo chamber or something like that to keep a psyker in with the guards on the back there. And then the diorama sort of built out for that to, Inquisitor Trek is escorting his captured, his prize onto his black ship.
I love the little dog box for the psychers. It was good.
The paddy wagon for a psyker.
Yeah, I like that.
He's just had a big night Friday night.
That's right.
I just imagine you're going home in the back of Divvy Van. What's the 40K version of that song?
That's it. Yeah.
It was good fun. It took a bit of coaxing of parts to get them to go together, and but last count there was about 15 different kits involved in building that, and there's some metal bits and some wooden bits as well. The little gauge on the back is actually a wooden bit.
Nice.
And there's a few others as well. But yeah, it was really good fun. The Inquisitor is actually made from Colonel Schaefer.
Oh, really?
From the Last Chances. Yeah, it was a metal figure I had from years and years ago, and had a little bit of a ding on the front, so I managed to fix that up with some green stuff and put a little sash on him and make him look a little bit better. And then I made the walking stick from the Tempestus
power rod
command
thing.
rod.
Yeah.
It was a command rod, yeah. And so he's walking along with that. And so it came together really. I was really happy with it in the end. And, and then it just looked a bit empty, a little loss of colour. So the flags went up for the blue. The Skion flags, the Tempestus flags.
Yeah, the flags look good. They actually look cloth flags. They look good.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, it was good fun. And look, it actually could have gone really out of control because it actually had 3 levels at one stage. There was a lot of different underparts coming into play to put it together. I'm like, no, this is getting silly. Nice. There's a lot of painting to do here. So yeah, it was good fun.
Well, you've run out now, so
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the Kit Bash. I think Game on Steve originally had it meant to go for 3 months. We pushed ourselves to get it all done in 1 month. So Aren't we
Hang
special?
on. Didn't get my chance for Anto, so you mentioned some green
Sorry.
stuff. What
Yep.
what part of yours is green stuff?
There's a lot of filling of spaces that are green stuff. The cable wrapped around the hitching for the trailer, which is yellow and black
Yep.
colouring. That's green stuff. There's a sash on the Inquisitor that was green stuff. But look, it's all really simple stuff. I'm really, really amateur at green stuff.
And that's why my question comes to it. I've seen all three of you using the green stuff, and I've used it when I was creating flayed ones to give it a fleshed appearance. And I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it.
Oh.
How do you like, you've got that image in your head. How do you get that green stuff? Like, Michael, I was impressed with your green stuff work because it looked good. It really looked detailed. It looked, and now they know how much of it was the green stuff. It goes, oh yeah, cool, no worries. How did you guys learn how to get that green stuff to be able to get what you want in what you want, how you want it, if you know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm still learning. Mostly I use green stuff to fill cracks in and then wet it down, smooth it down. This is the first time I tried to do it. No, it's not the first time I did a tentacle. Mine are pretty basic, just rolled it. And then I got a pair of tweezers to pinch it, to give it some detail on the tentacle itself. Just gave it a bit more texture. But that's about the limit to my green stuff.
I think it's one of those things where it doesn't pay to be too neat.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking this is this, like, green stuff was an element of it, wasn't it, of the challenge? Am I correct?
It didn't have to have green stuff, but it did have to have multiple different materials.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I just feel that with kit bashing, green stuff is, well, you could consider a fairly essential part because you can literally make what you want. I suck at that shit. I can't even make a Play-Doh snowman.
Well, this is why a lot of the guys use it to fill cracks between parts that don't necessarily match up.
And that's what I've done. And apart from the flesh that I did for my flayed one Necrons, I was just wondering how the three of these guys went with trying to get the green stuff to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I'm actually really relieved because this is the first time I've tried to make a hood out of green stuff.
It looked good, mate. It looked
really good.
It looked like a proper hood that you'd expect on one of G-Dub's figures. It looked like it should have been there.
I just not long ago I picked up like some proper the GW sculpting tools they released ages ago.
Okay.
So I was just going really slowly. I was using a hood as a reference material. I was like, okay, that's the kind of shape I want, and I just kind of rolled it up, rolled it out, and tried to lay it over the head like cloth, and then to reshape it from there.
That looks good.
Yeah, no, as I said, it looked like it should have been as a part of that figure from purchase. So I think you succeeded there, and it's just, as I said, I feel that kit bashing, that you'd feel that green stuff would be a fairly an essential part to it. So I was just curious to see that, first of all, what you've got with it and how you went with it.
I think I found from this time, I've used green stuff before, but it was really cold and it was really hard to get it to mold together well.
Because it needs the heat to mix together, doesn't it?
I mean, it's supposed to be skin temperature, but I was working out in my shed and it was freezing. It was the middle of winter. It was so cold. The sculpting tools from GW are brilliant. I know I've used them for things before, but I've seen some insane,
crazy stuff. What they do.
Yeah.
Can you actually cut it after it's hardened? Like, can you sculpt it?
You can kind of carve at it once it goes fully hard. You carve it a bit. I got some of the better. Like, I kind of got mine into position, and then I let it harden for a little bit so I could work it more with the tools without it just going completely everywhere. And right up until it completely dried, I kept like no, I've got to work the inside, make the inside sharper. You know, getting in there a bit with the hobby knife at the end to clean it up a bit on the inside of the hood, at least.
Yeah, looks good.
So when I did the on mine, when I kit bashed my flayed ones, I wanted to make mine look like intestines that had been ripped out or inside skin that had been put over. And I was like you, Mike. I waited till it was almost there, and I just heated up a hobby knife ever so slightly, so I was able to cut through that semi-soft stuff to give it, like the flayed ones have got big snappy claws, and just to give it that look. It's just interesting to see how people go about it. That's all, considering how useful a tool it is with kit bashing.
I want to do a whole lot more with green stuff, but my green stuff was kind of a bit out of date when I was using it, and it was really not working very well. I had big plans for a lot more cables and stuff like that. But
yeah, I've got a third-party green stuff, and it's just not that malleable. I was like,
mine's pretty good. Mine's pretty good. It's just I've still got a strip about that much of it. That I think, well, I've got it. I may as well use the bloody stuff. I just want some advice.
Opened a new pack.
Yeah.
Couldn't find my old stuff.
See, that's all. Yeah, that's good when it's combined. Mine is literally a green, a yellow, and a blue, and I've got to mix them together as opposed to having this strip together. And always make too much.
Like that. And it's half green, half blue.
Yeah. Always
I actually had so much left over that I rebuilt the ankle joint of one of those Titans that my dog ate a while back.
Oh.
I remember that.
I rebuilt the ankle joint with the leftovers because I had so much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got to build some steps on the June crawl I'm working on at the moment because I got it second hand. Didn't come with it. I thought, I had green stuff. I'll do it with that and watch me balls this up.
Actually, here's one for you on that, actually. How good is green stuff at being structural?
When it's
pretty good.
Yeah, when it goes hard, it goes hard.
It goes very hard. It's like that. The flayed ones. I'm going to keep going back to this. It's the only example I've got. That stuff is harder than the GW stuff. It will not bend. It doesn't flex at all. Yeah. I think you'd use it as a structural leg for a night if you wanted to.
Well, that's what Michael's just said he's done. He's supporting a Titan's
It's one of the little ones. I've rebuilt where the plastic from it got eaten by the dog.
We can rebuild him.
I've restructured it. It'll hold on its other leg alone because it's it's one of the smaller plastic ones.
Yeah.
But but if you've ever seen the in progress pictures for when I was building my Reaver, there was like these 1.5 centimeter long gaps in the torso on either side of the central bit, and I've basically completely filled that with green stuff and just flattened it out. So there is a surprising amount of structural green stuff.
Yeah,
in my Reaver.
I used that for the same purposes in my Nighthawk figures for AOS because there's some of them the models are absolutely frigging atrocious, and I've had to just fill stuff in, and that's what I've done. So yeah.
I did make a Smash Captain once that was flying on green stuff, paper. Like the Age of Sigmar flying figures. I did the similar ones for Smash Captain. And it was just green stuff and it held it up beautifully. But I had a similar accident that Greg had and it kind of shattered after something else fell on it as well.
So it's structural unless you put a shelf on it.
Until we dropped it and then dropped a few things on top.
That's right.
How many bricks can it hold?
What's the shelf life? As in, how many shelves can I put on it?
How many times it's going to fall off a shelf?
Would you say this is hammer resistant?
This is Warhammer.
And on that note, let's have our 30-second break. And wait for the other side of this break, folks. You're going to be excited.
Oh, professionalism.
The pressure is on. All right, folks. We have our 30-second break, and we'll be right back. So, don't go too far. Go and find the advert.
We are Rollers, and we have the games for you. Be it board games, card games, dice games, or party games. You name it, and we have it. Find us online at rollersboardgames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at rollersboardgames.
From acoustic to distortion, Storyboard Concept is music that's honest, relaxing, and full ball rockin' music. Follow Colin at storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com. Oh, g'day! Just want to bring out attention here. Support for Wobbly Player Syndrome tonight is brought to you by Manscaped, who in the best men's below the waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offer precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. That's right, 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who can trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code WOBBLY at manscaped.com. Anthony.
Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, optimized trimmer that makes shaving your favorite time in the bathroom.
I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance. The craftsmanship and details on the 4.0 are next level.
I mean, I myself, I've shaved before, and I've used like those hair removal creams, bare razors. Like having a guard on that, and a specially designed trimmer, it gives you a lot of confidence when you don't want to slice something very precious to yourself.
Well, talking about slicing something precious to yourself, unfortunately, I've had the opportunity where someone actually did manscape me for me. Being stupid, I lifted up a manhole cover, concrete, popped a hernia that had already been there for many, many years. Go to hospital, no worries. What do you know? Have to go in for surgery, but of course you've got to shave first. So here I am thinking, well, 17 years old at the time, they're going to use an electric razor? No. They're going to use a little handheld razor? No. I swear the 70-year-old nurse pulls out a frigging straight razor. Ooh. And worse comes to worse, she goes, I'm going to need an assistant nurse here while we're going along. Out comes the hottest trainee nurse I've ever seen. So while I'm sitting there with a 70-year-old biddy with a straight razor hanging around my fun parts, I'm trying not to focus on the pretty thing to make things difficult for the grandma thing. So, yeah. But what can you say? I now feel a little bit about it. So Manscaped has engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on that intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th gen, that's right, the 4.0, as Greg said, generation trimmer, features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce the grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Now I feel safe and confident shaving my balls.
Yeah, and that trimmer, it's got a multi-function on-off switch, and it's even got a travel lock, which, you know, gives you the... And it also has this cool little light on the bottom of it, so you can see what you're doing, which is very handy, because it gets a bit dark down there for when you need a precise shave.
Oh, precise shave. Well, the Lawnmower 4.0 even has the allows for the customization. It actually has... different sizes. Different sizes? Yeah, it has additional guards and lengths from size 1 to size 4. So you can do it whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I was obviously excited to get the Lawnmower 4.0 in my hand, and I was quite confident it will do the job. And I was really quite pleased. I didn't have the scare, what's it going to take off, that it shouldn't take off. It actually was very good and very smooth afterwards. It worked really well, I've got to say. I was quite impressed.
It was actually pretty easy to clean and pretty easy to look after too, I have to say that.
Yeah, just a doddle to use, really. You plug and play, and there's not really much to it.
Yeah.
Nice smooth shave. Also, I really like that the cream that comes with it, the anti-chafing cream.
That's very
super
nice.
handy, because I've done this before, and chafing can be a real problem afterwards.
Yes, no, it's quite refreshing, that cream. Yes, and even the spritz after the shave was quite refreshing.
The spritz makes it. I got to say that.
So the kit, what you get in the kit, is pretty damn impressive. It's got
it
everything you need, even the reading paper. So keep yourselves entertained.
I'm thoroughly absorbed by this.
So did I mention the wireless charging? The new wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction for better battery life and everything.
Yeah, and, you know, you may think, I've already got a trimmer, but, like, if you're trimming your face and your head, you maybe don't want to be cross-pollinating those hairs,
Don't cross the streams.
You don't want to get... You don't want to get your own pubes in your mouth, yeah?
It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make the me time the best time. Enhance your confidence with nice, smooth boys.
So, for 20% off and free shipping with the code WOBBLY at manscaped.com.
Your balls will thank you.
And don't forget, wobbly is spelled WOBBLY.
That's right.
No woobly.
No wooblies.
No wooblies. You do not want to be woobly with this. Get 20. That's right. That is right. Get 20% off and free shipping using the code WOBBLY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the word WOBBLY. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. There you go, folks. How was that?
And we're back to our Rambler-matic.
We are back.
I think I've embarrassed my son.
Kids, you've got to ruin them somehow.
Well,
You
you
see
have
the
a,
big red face.
you need to whip out your other razor, and then you can have two nice smooth boys.
When you already have two smooth boys? Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What is it? One is bald and one is hairy. Hide your children, it's too scary.
You got to think a left or right comparison if you really wanted to. Ooh.
No, in all fairness, I thought this actually was pretty damn impressive trimmer.
It's a pretty good product. I'll say
Worked
that.
really well. Yeah, I don't know with
I like
travel
the
lock
nasal
is.
hair.
And I will admit, I went for the face trim first. Because if I can't trust it with my face, I'm not going to put it anywhere else.
Fair enough.
Oh, you got to roll the dice.
I mean, having a travel lock
So
is
to speak.
handy because it's never cool when something starts mysteriously buzzing as you're going through customs.
Fair point.
Oh, shit.
There you go, folks. That is why we're wearing these shirts because, as we said,
We've sold out.
We've sold our
No,
souls for
we
the
don't.
third time.
they're very kind us to have us on board.
Yes, yeah.
So do use that. If you are interested, manscaped.com. That's with a D at the end of Manscaped. Because after you've got it, of course, you'll be past tense. And Wobbly, Wobbly. Right. This month's topic is not manscaping, surprisingly enough.
How does Captain get so neat and trim?
Mind you, some of the bold haircuts that some of the miniatures are coming out with, maybe they should get a trimmer.
I don't know if you could use the trimmer as a kit bash tool.
Don't want to go there. All right, so always look at the bright side. Bringing this to attention, we normally do at the end of the year, what have you done for me lately, GW? But we thought we'd just bring some positivity back into the hobby at the moment because there's still a bit of passion out there. We'll go with that.
There's a lot of salt.
There's a lot of salt out there in the hobby at the moment.
So
Emotions are high.
Yes,
And we won't mention what, but everyone knows what people are pissed about. So yeah.
Yeah, so we thought, well, it's about time to get back, the positivity back in the hobby because we do this. We've been doing this for years. All right? Well, there must be some reasons we've been doing this, right? We're not just going, paint, angry,
I enjoy
painting.
spending a third of my money at GW for the fun of yelling at things, yes.
A third? Man, you got it on
I
sale.
don't have as many forces as you guys. I buy a lot of second-hand stuff. Oh,
Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah,
Well,
so we
you
just
are
thought,
supporting them.
we thought, what are we enjoying? What have we been enjoying with the hobby? Because there has been a lot of good stuff that they've been doing.
More orcs.
More orcs.
Orcs. I'm loving that. That is the best thing that has happened so far this year. Is all the extra orcs and stuff. I don't play them, but I love orcs.
Yeah.
Orcs annoy the shit out of me, but I'm enjoying the fact that I've seen a lot of whinging from orcs for that. They've got nothing fancy. They've had nothing new for a long time. And some of the shit that's coming out is looking actually pretty damn funky. So it's really nice to see.
Oh,
I love them. The
There's
squids
some
are awesome. I
really
love them.
cool new models.
yeah.
And even
Yeah.
some of the re-releases we were talking about earlier, those 3 vehicles that I thought were new, that you guys said they were just they look friggin' awesome, man. They were fantastic looking vehicles.
Oh, yeah. No, they're really good.
I just love the let's slap shit together and see what this fucker can do for an orc approach. I think it's a fantastic look, and it fits their lore ever so magically. It's really cool.
One
Yeah,
thing
well, their
I'd like
lore
to see-
always was slap stuff together, and it only works because they think it should work.
Yeah.
And red definitely goes faster. I love
Or
it.
even-
It's just
and
such an
purple, you
awesome
can't see
attitude.
it.
Yeah.
But even funnier would be having like 4 squigs pulling the gun wagon.
Yeah.
Or carrying it.
But yeah,
Okay.
I think it
Plus-
says a lot. Nathan, he's been an orc player most of his life, but he's just been sick of them for years and years and years. And this new wave, he's
Oh my
looked at it
God.
and gone, "Oh shit, I'm playing orcs again."
Yeah, he's gone nuts. Before we had to cancel all our matches, I was meant to play against him. I was looking forward to playing against his flesh terrors. I keep seeing his posts went, yeah, I'm playing against orcs, aren't I?
Yeah, my mate Zach, he's the same. He bought a small force of orcs before that was, fairly stable, normal for what orcs could be, and now he's going, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's like, damn, I think he's going to give my crons a run for her money. So
yeah. Orcs were my first army ever built, ever had, and this made me go, oh, do I go back? Do I go back? They're so cool! Because I love the snakebite feel of the orcs, and when those Skrig riders and stuff, I'm going, oh my god, yes! But no, I don't need another horde army.
Green.
Well,
they don't have to be green.
They don't have to be green.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I guess they could be purple.
Hey, I do purple admech, so what can you say?
Just remember the purple, they cannot be seen.
Yeah,
I saw someone who it looked kind of disturbing on one level. Someone painted up their kill team Octarius orcs with human flesh.
Oh, I did see that.
So weird.
It did. I went, oh.
But my brain was like, but they're orcs.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was really weird.
They kind of look like Ogrins or something.
You look at that going, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be a good way to get lots of Ogrins.
Yeah. I actually, with my last Gork and Walker gang that I built, I actually did very dark Angel green skin with like white Mad Max style face paint.
Oh, yeah.
So they all had like these white faces with skulls on them.
Nice.
Very
Just
old.
thinking away from being green.
Oh, well, yeah. I went from painting orcs to painting salamanders to painting Catachan.
Yeah.
I've gone Necrons, which are lead belcher upon lead belcher.
Yeah, that's why my Catachans are blue, because I was over green very much.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Oh, no, the skin colour orcs, no.
Oh, you found it.
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
No, I just say, but yeah, it's been great. It's none of that October. That we won't talk about bad stuff. It's great to see that actually bring out the orcs, and the model qualities are just brilliant.
Yeah,
but
it's an AOS thing. I'm going to bring AOS back in it. I was so happy that they went away from the stupid 70s cartoons approach to orcs to these things that now look friggin' scary, that look like they are an intimidating force, and it's kind of matching up to 40k, so it's really good. I like the approach that they've done with it.
Yeah, they've got still got the manicness that is orc, but it's still they're manic, but they're going to hurt us.
I think they've still got the old orcs. They've just these I think are Mork orcs. Is that what they are? So they're kind of orcs who've got a different relationship with the gods.
They're called cruel boys.
Oh, the cruel boys.
Cruel boys in 40k, and they do. They look like they'll slice you up in an alleyway and steal your wallet, your watch, and your intestines while you're not looking. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's like they keep adding new stuff in AOS because they can. Yeah. And it's really cool to see what the model designers can do if you let them do stuff.
Yeah. And they're starting to bring that over. I'm seeing I'd say I'm now 50-50 AOS and 40k, and I'm seeing a lot of that cool stuff that they seem to be trialing in the AOS stuff popping in parts into the 40k, and it's good. As you said, Michael, they're giving the designers, the builders, the chance to go, hey guys, show me what you can do. It's really cool.
Well, I think that's a big part. The quality of the miniatures have just been stepping up. Even some of the ones with the bowl cuts, they have been looking unbelievable. And you're sort of going, wow, look at the details in these guys. You look at some of the old metal ones that we still have lying around going,
look at the old Marine tactical squads versus what literally anything that's come out in the last, decade? And it's just far and away improved overall.
Well, the Necrons, for me, I see that massive difference. They've gone from these shit quality, massive blob looking like the old C-800s from Terminator to something that's really cool nowadays. You almost can see the personality of the supposed person. They got their transference into the metal body. It's really cool.
Just a shout out to Joker. Good morning. Good evening.
The sisters, they're the most amazingly detailed figures I've ever seen from Games Workshop. I am looking for something new, and Tau was mentioned. Sisters could be on the cards.
No, you don't want another Imperial Force. Get away from the Imperium.
Don't go Tau though. Don't go Tau. They're terrible.
There's the Taliban.
We used to have a player with Corsairs, didn't we?
Corsairs.
We had a player who loved Corsairs for a little while, didn't
Good, positives.
we?
I had an excellent game against the guy with the Corsairs.
He
I
walked
don't know
out
what you
after a
guys
turn.
are on about.
He walked out after a turn against me. I had a great game against him.
Anyway, positives. That's not a
I have a
positive. That doesn't
positive.
count.
I've got a really huge one.
Yep.
Those who don't know, because it's been a while since I'm an educator, and GW actually reaches out to schools and educational places with something called the Warhammer Alliance. And if you're an education person, you get this fucker. Now,
Ooh.
what it is really cool. I'm going to open it up and show people. Hopefully not
Unboxing.
spill it. I'm doing an unboxing. I'm going to try not to spill it all over my computer, keyboard, and alcohol. So what you get is a stack of Marines, a stack of Stormcast, tutorials, paints, because the figures are snapped together. You don't need glue. You get paintbrushes, dice, everything you need to get kids actually playing this damn game. And it's for free. So I actually costed this kit out, and I'm looking around about $300 worth of kit here for free for me. Just if I have the opportunity to run it with the kids at school. There's no guarantee that I have to do it. I could be an arsehole and get this all for myself. I don't run Stormcast and I don't run Marines, so it's not going to happen. But let's think about it. It's not perfectly brilliant, evil, innocent, whatever you want to call it, because yes, they're doing it to try and get kids to play the game. But they offer this as a way for kids to actually have a hobby. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is this is my second lot. My first kit that I got off GW lasted 2 months. That was how long as it took me to get all the models from the previous set built, painted, games run. Next year, I'd do, what's the point of painting them again because we've already got them?
Yeah.
The GW Australia said, no, we're going to do another run just to test it out. So yet again, another $300 worth of equipment. That's just come to me out of the goodness of GW to try and get people into the game. And I think that's a bloody good thing, to be honest.
So too. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Get them while
like-
they're young. Yeah.
So you go, sorry. While they're young. But the funniest part is, all the members of my club, so I'm not going to say too much, primary school teacher, but in my club currently, before lockdown happened for us, I had 24 kids, 20 of them are girls.
Wow.
And that's actually pretty friggin' huge. Only one of them, the parent, is a previous gamer, so only one of them had experience with the game. The rest were really interested in what it all was, with the model building, the painting, and without this opportunity from GW, they would never have done it. They would never have had a parent take them into a games workshop or Warhammer store or whatever it is and go and looking for this type of stuff. And I think that's pretty friggin' huge that GW have gone, we're going to lose the costs on this to take the chance to get kids playing the game.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's like, we can laugh about the whole, getting the kids hooked thing, but when I was in high school, like, painting models was a really useful way of, like, chilling out and, like, stopping thinking about everything else and just, like, focusing on that, kind of like a moving meditation thing. So it can really help you, when you don't have any other output.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, looking at the contents, yes, they're all the pushpin Marines or the pushpin Stormcast, but they're still current and usable models that are in the games nowadays. So they can, if the kid gets into it, they can keep going with it, and they're allowed to take it. And the best part about it is it's free for the kids. It's wholly subsidised by it. Yeah. And for me, the best part about it for me was I was actually able to argue this really quite easy into a curriculum and say, yes, there is maths involved. Yes, there is mechanics involved. Yes, there is stuff which I can connect to their learning. And it's really, really good that they've thought about it and come with this. So
also teaches them how to table flip, teaches them
how to
social interaction. Yeah.
Fucking dice, they're rigged. Sixes, how can you get so many sixes?
Yeah.
But no, I really want to shout it out to GW for doing something like this, because they are known for being a pack of bastards. Sorry, GW, and hunting only for their money. But this is cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool.
I also made books for the younger age too, which is very cool.
There is, and I managed to score them for our library at school, and they get borrowed quite regularly.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, my son loves those books. Like, both of my kids really like them. Like, I picked them up to read to them, and I read the 40k ones with them, and he's been reading the AOS ones on his own.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, each one of those packs carries a collection of short stories from AOS and 40k as well. So nice little introduction to the literature.
Yeah. Anthony, what was that?
Oh, my daughter's read all the Warhammer kids books as well, and she loved them actually. I mean, she thought the Gene Stealer one was great.
I find absolutely hilarious that David Tennant and Billy Piper are the ones who do the audio books for them.
Yeah,
they are.
Wow.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, I think they're doing well with that side of things.
Yeah. That's what's selling my soul to GW for the next 20 years. GW, I expect lots of money and lots of figures.
What are you talking about? They've already sent you $600 worth.
Friggin' Space Marine Smurfs piece of crap.
I don't need to be blue.
Hey, you can paint them other colours.
One kid made a rainbow unicorn out of it and even crafted a horn to go on her Space Marine. It looks so friggin' awesome.
Nice. Well, that's it. You got that artistic outlet.
That's right. It was funny as.
I've been trying to stop myself from starting a Rainbow Warrior army, and the main reason I want to start a Rainbow Warrior army is to troll motherfuckers.
Well, the only reason I've got that pack still here at the moment is because I got it 2 days before lockdown happened, and it has been so tempting to spend the figures, but no, I won't. I want to create my own pink Marines and have a little bit of fun, but no, I won't.
My little pony army.
My little pony.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think GW's been doing really well with, like, especially this edition, is they're changing things. You know, they progressed the story. They progressed the story from frickin' 8th to 9th. They're changing stats. They were like, Marines have always had 1 wound. Fuck it. Now they've got 2.
Unless
Orcs
you're a
have always
Chaos
had
Marine.
toughness 4. Now they've got 5. You know, they're like, hey, if we just change this thing, the game will be better.
No, but I think you're right, because they're actually listening to some of the whinges that are out. And whinges, I don't mean people who are whinging for the sake of whinging. I mean people have gone, well, this is shit. Come on, fix it and make my force equal, comparative, better, whatever. And they're taking some of that shit on board.
Exactly. They're not kind of getting stuck in this, no, it's always been like that, we can't change it.
Yeah.
And they're actually changing things that should be changed to try and make it better. Like, it's great.
I also like the way that they're releasing the codexes.
Correct. Yeah.
In what way do you mean, Adam?
They didn't make the popular ones first. You know, they're bringing out a lot of Xenos and, you know, the ones that are popular but they're not blue. But, you know, every couple of months there's a brand new codex or something. There's brand new stuff coming out every time, so you don't get the stagnant gear.
It wasn't a version of this Smurf and that Smurf and this Smurf and that Smurf. There has been a fair scattering of everything in between. I'm agreeing with you, yeah.
But every codex, it comes out and they release it and it comes out and it's got the combat squad, it's got all that. And you can sit back and go, yeah, but I've got that. But, oh, look, I've got a brand new codex. And sure, it takes a while, but you've got it. You're not at the end. You know, you don't have to wait, you know, every 6 months. It's a couple of months or 1 month, a brand new release.
Yeah, it's great. Because the Ultramarines still don't have a new 9th edition codex. That blows me away.
Their supplement.
That blows me away.
I'm astonished at that myself.
Yeah.
But neither did NIDS, so yeah.
Your 2 armies, yeah.
But
as you said, the fact that they've put Xanos in there and Chaos there. So, Drakari. Who would have thought that would have been one of the first books to come out?
I think they've realised that the Imperials are no longer the most popular factions that are out there. I think they've done that.
It's not so much that, I think. I think that they're starting to realise that it's not interesting if everyone only has Imperial armies.
Yeah, they're trying to make the other armies better.
Yeah.
And, like, have their stuff come out. Because I was looking at a bunch of my old codexes going back through, like, 4th, 3rd, 5th. And, yeah, it reminds me of the bad old days where some armies, you got you waited a whole edition and didn't get a codex until the next. And that was back when it was 5 years between editions. Yeah. So some codexes, you would be close to a decade out of date before you got a new one.
Chaos Space Marines?
That's nuts.
Yeah. And Space Marines got one every single edition.
Yeah.
But, you know, like Witch Hunters or like frickin', you know, not everything came out every edition.
And when as soon as the Sisters came out as a new edition. Yeah.
Imperial Agents was a good example. You know, you could set your watch by a new edition by that codex coming out.
Yeah.
No, I think they've been doing really well for that release dates, and it was consistent. Some of the way they do it, though, can be questionable, like the box sets, the special editions box sets. But even that, they've learnt now, because now, if you didn't get it on the first day, you can get it as the made-to-order.
Made-to-order stuff. Now, Michael, you ordered some made-to-order stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I ordered Indomitus.
How long did it take you to get it? How long did it take after the drop date before you got your made-to-order stuff?
I think the official estimate when I ordered it was it could take up to 180 days.
Yeah.
And I think it took about 190.
Okay.
So
Still not that bad.
It did show up, and it wasn't aggressively late, but they had a long lead time on it.
Yeah.
But at least they were realistic about the delivery times when I put the order in.
Yeah.
Because in that original email, it was like, this is made to order. We'll be making these when we can. This is our estimated time.
Yeah. And that's good. That shows a bit of reality about what their supply and demand is going to be for a certain product. And that's good that they're able to do it.
They learned from the Sisters of Battle Box.
Yeah.
Because the rage from that one.
Oh, that pissed a few
they
off.
learned. So
that was going to be my second army. I was going to do that, and then I missed it. And it's like, whoa, fuck yes.
I did the same thing. Oh, the Hexfire, but that we went into lockdown. That was the reason we couldn't get hold of that, because no one in Australia could get it. But as soon as they did release, they sort of go, oh, okay, and we were able to get it.
No, I got. Unfortunately, sorry, Games. I didn't get that Hexfire through Games Workshop. I got, but I did get through UK from UK.
Yeah. But but when we were able to order stuff in Australia again from their site, Hexfire was there for Australian and New Zealand people.
The new kill
Residents,
thing is actually
that's the
quite
word.
interesting the way they did it as well. They guaranteed that if you ordered it on the weekend of it released, you were going to get it.
Yeah, that's getting more and more common. Them going, this is the window, this is how many copies we have, but if you order it, we will lock in that, and we will make a new shipment to catch up. But you only have that weekend.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it, because that way everyone who wants it can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, if there's sky-high demand, there's no reason why they shouldn't just do another production run.
And that's just right. When you consider it, they own the machines, they own the designs. Theoretically, they can print as much as they bloody want to. So it's nice that they understand that. Yeah, well, pretty much. They understand that for people like Mike in that first example in Indomitus, they missed it. Well, hang on, guys, give us a chance. We'll do our regular printing of everything else, and when we fit it in, we'll get everything else for you. And that's pretty smart logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the fact that they had all those really limited runs for a while was kind of off the back of them getting burned by things like Dreadfleet, where they made a bunch of stuff and could never shift it because there was just not enough people.
And
they overcorrected. They overcorrected so badly. They just started underproducing everything because they were worried they would end up with stuff they couldn't get rid of.
Yeah. Like, there are things that they've not quite got right, like the Orc Special Edition box. I mean, okay, if you do that, then you really need to have the Orc Standard Edition right behind it. But it's out. Didn't take as long as October. And the models are just unbelievable, which we spoke about a moment ago, which is good. And look, even the game itself, you did say they changed things. So, the Marines are now transhuman. They've got 2 wounds as opposed to the same as an Imperial Guards person, which is great. And they're adding more female characters within the range as well, which is great.
Females? What are you talking about? Can't have girls.
Hey, we're supposed to keep this as positive.
Yeah, we got Slanesh.
Chasm filter on.
Yeah.
No,
the fact that the Sisters of Battle had such a strong presence in 9th edition as well. It's been really good.
Very good. Awesome.
Another thing I want to say is their foray into the digital world. For a long time, they were hiding from it because they were worried about, in my opinion, the piracy aspects of stuff, making sure that if they put something up, it could be found and shared quite easily. I haven't looked into the app yet, but just feedback that I've had, the teething problems that I've had are only minor teething problems. But the things that they're including into it, such the back catalogue of White Dwarves, the old codexes, it sounds like it's a really good starting point, and they're deciding to really put some brains behind some of their intellectual property online.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the touchy points that has got the bit of the passion that is out there at the moment is the way they've gone about it with some of the creators of the content. And things like that. Yeah.
And I'm not going to get into that because I know how many feet that's tread on. I'm just saying what they're doing is how they're actually deciding to finally get onto an online environment, and they're deciding to put a digital footprint out there. Well, I think it's good that they've decided to do that instead of just releasing EPUBs or Mobi versions of their codexes.
Well, I think it's a baby steps type of thing. Like a good example is Steam. When Steam came out back in like early 2000s, it was dog shit.
Yeah.
Over time, it has become, a really good thing. And I dare say that might be the long game they're trying to play with Warhammer Plus and all of those.
Oh, yeah.
So, hopefully we'll see those things go.
Oh, it can only go
better
up,
and better.
I mean, the fact that, we're talking about how many codexes have come out. It's been great. But if you play Marines, how many books is that now that you've got to carry with you and stuff like that? But if you've got the app, you do have all the rules there. And they're up to date because they're live up to date.
Correct.
So if there's a FAQ,
that's the point I'm
gets
talking
changed.
about. I'm not talking about the IP that they've stomped on or the video rights and this. I'm talking about the fact that they made this stuff that they have stuff accessible on multiple platforms for those who don't want to use a pen and paper book, don't want to lug it around. They've now got everything that they want to for a fairly reasonable price.
Yeah.
Before they started doing some things that frustrated people, like a lot of the changes they made with the app are really amazing. Like we were all blown away by just how much was in it.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting live updates on the codexes and stuff like that. We were completely blown away when we discovered that. I think we were on the air when Greg was like, "Oh, they've updated the FAQ in my app," because he was checking a rule and it had changed.
Yeah. No, it's pretty impressive. And the fact that they give FAQs. So if they see it's not balanced or people are playing as written, not as intended, they'll come out and actually, no, it's not what we meant, people. Yeah. Take the unicorn helmet off. That's not what we meant. And so to have that live, much better. As long as you have the app. When you go and play and you're on pen and paper and you're playing against someone with the app, that could make it awkward.
Yes. And we've all got players like that, but let's just think, as Mark said, it's baby steps. It really is baby steps. But I think they need to be congratulated on actually getting out there and making those frigging little baby steps instead of sitting back on looking at a single mode of delivery and a very archaic model.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I said, it'll be one of those things in 5 years you'll look back and go, well, why the hell did we ever use books?
Yeah.
I'm sick of all the books, but I'd love to have it on the app, and I think I'll have to get it eventually.
Yeah.
Right up onto the app. But
I love having my books.
I like having the books, but I like the look of
I mean, I have a big shelf here full of books. I love books. They're my anachronism. But,
there's my pile of shame, and my books are just here, and my books are just here.
Yeah. I've got all my books up there and stuff.
Well,
and my wife goes, we need to throw out some books that don't touch them.
I only have one shelf. These boxes are full of books. and downstairs I've got another shelf full of books. And,
that's right.
Yeah,
I love my books. Brought to you by people who hate trees.
I love trees. I love the smell of them when they're turned into books.
I like playing Let's Imagine with my piece of paper in front of me.
Yeah.
Some of my favourite books are trees.
Exactly.
My favourite trees are books. Yeah.
One of my favourite trees? Yeah, books.
Books. No, I think they've done well, as you said, baby steps to the apps, and I think more content that will come to it will get me across. I just think it's still a bit early for me to make that commitment. But
and as long as
I did the first version of it before it became Warhammer Plus. I had it and I used it. That was the funny part. All right, I'm never going to use this. What rule is this? Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I'm using the AOS one, which is in beta at the moment, so it's on full release. It's got everything that's up to date at the moment. Cosmetically, it's a piece of crap. Looks shit on an iPad, but it's the same functionality and it's free at the moment. Once they spec it all up and chuck it into Warhammer Plus, then maybe, because I'll have two games rules in one app, so that might work for me.
Yeah. So there you go. Go on.
So I was just going to say something else. I think that it's they've been doing really well as their engagement on like platforms like Instagram and stuff like that. And I know Michael and Greg have had their figures on the Warhammer site, and I think that's really cool. And I see other people I'm following, they're like, yeah, this has been mentioned on their podcast. My figures have been shown, and I mean that really creates a strong community around the hobby.
Yeah.
And I must be a little bit jealous that I haven't been shown yet, but anyway,
It connects back to part of what they do with mine, with what I was talking about with the Warhammer Alliance. They're trying to build that community, trying to get everyone in as what they want to be a part of. They don't see it as a standalone with neckbeards in a room, only males, sausage fest. You don't go near them because everyone's going to stink of BO. To a more open and approachable atmosphere across multiple platforms, be it physical, be it online, be it whatever. And it's that community, as you said, Anto.
And, I think whatever I see, some of the people I'm following and on Instagram, and they just go, oh yeah, I've been shown on the Warhammer podcast tonight. They're showing my figures. I'm really pleased, and everyone gets behind it. Oh, well done. It's really good. And it's like, that is really cool. And you see the excitement of people actually, their hobby being shown to a global audience is just amazing for them to they actually sit down and take that effort. They talk about they go through what's there, and they congratulate people on the job well done. I think that's really nice. I think that's
I was fully chuffed when I got the message.
and really, the best bit about that is that you're broadening the people who go, I know a guy who got his model on the site.
And that's what I was about to say, Mark. It's smart thinking, because it gets awareness of their product, their brand, out to a market which people won't normally touch. It's like, I've got some of the weirdest ones at my work, and I say, oh, we're doing some painting stuff, and I was doing some things. Oh, you know how to paint? Oh, I paint models. And then she goes, oh, is that Warhammer game thingy robot thing? I've gone, well, she's close enough to know what the hell she's talking about. And because she's an Instagram person, she may have seen it from there. So it's smart. The community engagement's actually picking right up, and it's really becoming more acceptable for this to be a hobby.
Mm. Yeah, right.
Oh, I think it's always been
to be a sport.
Well, I think that's their end game, is to make it an e-sport. So
Olympic sport.
It will
As
be.
long as we don't have Baron playing, because that'll be the longest friggin' game.
Well,
in the
that's
world.
they'd have to make the game run smooth. I mean, it's not a complicated game system. It is 8 pages of rules. Yeah.
I think if you're at Olympic level, you should probably have your own rule book by then.
Yes.
You know what your weapons do. I'm screwed.
Yeah, you should know your army back to front. Absolutely.
I'm screwed. What's my ballistic skill again?
But they have broadened their. I mean, it's also not just the models and stuff. As you mentioned, electronic. All the games, the PC games, and even the mobile games, which I'm addicted to one at the moment. Damn it. One of my viewers suggested I should play it. I went, give it a go. Damn you.
Which one on board?
And
Lost
some of
Crusade.
the games aren't even bad.
Yeah. They're re-releasing Space Marine as a Game of the Year edition. Special edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Haven't you seen that? Oh.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Space Marine's been released as a special edition with more stuff in it as well.
Oh, I'm so getting that. That was the best game ever.
I'll let you guys play it before I buy it.
That was the wrong colour, but...
It was cool.
Something, speaking of games
Yes.
and things that are cool, has anyone else seen what they're doing with Warhammer Total War 3?
No.
So, Warhammer Total War 1 was all set in the old world of Warhammer, and Total War 2 was set in Lustria and the New World and the Dark Elves and all that jazz. And Total War 3, you're like, oh, well, where are they going to put it? They're putting it in, the Far East. So they're introducing Cathay as a playable faction, and they've fluffed it out and made units for it and background and all that shit. It's like, Cathay hasn't had any work done on it since the freaking 80s?
As someone who's not an old hammer, what the fuck are you talking
That's
about?
really
it's
far
old
east.
Warhammer. Really old Warhammer. Yeah, you go over there, and in the Warhammer world, and where the ogres and the Chaos Dwarves live, you go just past them, and you run into, I can't believe it's not China, and I can't believe it's not India, and I can't believe it's not Japan. Cathay and Nippon.
So is
And
this
they're
like the
actually
world
putting
that was?
those in the game. Yeah, this is the old world.
Yeah, the world that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, that's amazing. And they're actually doing cool stuff with it.
Well, that's
And
Well,
it's not
that's
just the company that's doing it. Fucking Sega or whoever's doing it.
yeah,
Creative
I know the one.
Assembly. It's
That's
not just Creative Assembly. Apparently, Games Workshop, in order to make it feel like it meshed, Games Workshop made 8th edition Warhammer rules for all of the Cathay Army units, so that the guys could then convert it into their game system.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Well,
somewhere out there is an illicit copy of 8th edition Cathay.
Go hunting. That's my job. I'm the cyber finder.
you mentioned this before, that the law, they've expanded on the law. Ninth is a different, but also in the books themselves. It's not rewriting Horus Heresy, which we know how it ends, right? If you don't, well, anyway.
Go buy a rule book.
Yeah, buy a rule book.
Even I know how the bloody Horus Heresy
Winning
ends.
is the hero.
If I know, you should all bloody know.
They've expanded the law and bringing out new books, so it's not just what happened; it's now what's happening in the books and the comics and stuff, which is awesome because there's multiple ways of getting into the hobby. We're in lockdown at the moment. It's very hard to play face-to-face 40k, but I can jump on a PC and jump on Vermintide 2 and go, yeah! Yeah, or I can read a book and go, yeah! See a pattern? Yeah!
And they've expanded the genres of the books. Like, I picked up, No Good Men,
Yeah.
which is basically Warhammer noir crime fiction,
Yeah.
you know? And there's freaking...
There's horror
a
ones
whole,
out there too?
a whole subgenre of horror
Yeah.
now. They have like a subsection of the Black Library site that makes horror,
Yeah.
old world Warhammer horror. And also AOS
All the
horror
vampires go,
and
blah, blah,
horror.
blah.
Yeah, that's like, wow, they're really, really expanding what they do with their novels. It's amazing.
Oh, it just reminds me of some of the old Warhammer books I picked up by accident. And it's just like, oh man, these were bad. But they were trying to do what you were talking about and try and that old gothic, for the D&D players out there, the old Ravenloft style of noir.
The
goth.
Drakenfels.
Yeah, the Drakenfels thing. I was trying to remember the name. I had the Drakenfels series and it's like, oh, this is gothic. This is cool.
what do you mean? Vampires don't sparkle anymore.
They re-released that
Don't bring
series.
that shit
You can
up to
buy it
me.
again.
He's Batman now, come on.
I think that's a paddling there.
Yes. They've actually rebranded Drakenfels series as Warhammer Horror and re-released it.
Oh my goodness. I've got the old Korvac series and I'm going to reread them again.
There's an old one. There's an old Warhammer series called Conrad, and
I was about to
yeah.
Conrad,
Not
actually.
that's one of my
Conrad.
favourite series. I love that book.
That was my
Conrad-
first ever experience of Warhammer.
Yep. What was it? Conrad.
I've got the books.
I read Conrad not long ago, but I was still trying to find the other two. They're in my packed away
I've got them.
somewhere.
If you want to borrow them.
Yeah, I've got them somewhere, but thanks. But yeah, that was some of the first books I ever picked up. That would have been in the
Oh,
late
jeez, that was 20 years ago.
80s, early 90s they
Yeah,
came out? I don't
Conrad
know.
Saga.
1990. Actually, it says 1990 they came out here. So, yeah.
Oh,
Warblade
wow.
and Shadowbreed.
Yeah, I've got them.
yeah.
I've got them.
They were absolutely brilliant books. I was so close to going down the Warhammer path for that one. But,
No, I have been seriously thinking about rereading those suckers for a long time because I said they were the first ever experience I had with the Warhammer world ever.
Yep. I think 40k World was a bit sooner than that, but I didn't read Conrad until it came out in the 90s. So,
Wow.
really good.
One of the other things they've done well is multiple ways to play 40k on the table. You've got your 2,000 point, 15,000 point sort of style as well. You've still got Apocalypse, which I love, but you've got your kill teams. You've got your Necromunders. You've got Warcry. You've got all these different ways to play. So if you only got half hour, throw on a Warcry. Warcry is a quick game, isn't it? Yeah. If you got a bit longer, but you don't want... Sorry?
Even in the 40k book itself, there's scalable rules for different sized armies. So you strike force right through to your incursions or whatever they are.
Yep.
And, the missions get harder and broader the bigger army you bring along.
And the narrative play is pushing towards narrative play as well.
Yeah, it's actually narrative play as opposed to what it used to be. You can play narrative, make it up as you go.
Which is fine. I like making up my own rules.
I I've seen you play. Yeah, you're right.
The AOS players I've been playing against, they make their own friggin' rules up, let me tell you.
The re-release of Space Marine was on the weekend. There you go.
Oh.
Thank you, Joker.
Let's see.
It should be on Steam, yeah. And there was a big thing I did read. If you see the old one on sale, I'll take it offline. I'll explain it to you later because I don't remember. By the time people hear this, they won't remember. Yeah. But I did really enjoy that game. That was a very fun game. The multiplayer was very cool too. Yeah.
Just the bit with you get the jump pack, and it's like, yep, I'm sold. That's it. I'm in this game for it.
It's called what? Anniversary Edition.
That's the one. Anniversary Edition. Yep.
Cool.
Wow.
But I mean, there are some new games coming out too. We've got the Vermintide version of Imperial Guard stuff coming out
Oh
soon.
my god, Dark Tide
I'm
next
Very
year.
much looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And there's a Grey Knights one coming out as well. Is it Chaos Gate?
Ooh.
And that looks. Is Chaos
Blood
Gate?
Bowl. Blood Bowl
3?
3 is supposed to be coming out soon, isn't it?
Isn't that not out yet?
I have another
I
lockdown Blood
think
Bowl
it's-
challenge.
Soon-ish, but it's not out yet.
Okay. I love Blood Bowl.
So do I.
Yeah.
Last
Because
October
I
we
was
had a
I was
great
hanging out
challenge.
for it to come out. It hasn't come out yet.
Fair enough. I do love Blood Bowl.
I couldn't get into it, but it looked cool. I'll say that. It looked cool. I've still got a half-painted team here somewhere. Go
still got,
Skaven. Woo.
still got my Lizardman somewhere.
I've got
The
the
release
Wolves
date for
now.
Blood Bowl 3 is next year.
I've got
so I got
Skaven
pushback
and
too. Okay.
here, so I might have a look at it later. Who knows?
Yeah, I've got the full
Hate those
game now.
bastards.
I got given it.
And you know what? They must be doing something right with the hobby because here we are talking about it on a month-to-month basis in the podcast. We wouldn't be doing this if we hated the hobby, would we?
And we're not alone. Let's be honest, we're not alone. There are a lot of people out there talking about this now.
You folk are listening to us or watching us, so yeah.
Fuck it! Fuck you lot.
Those poor people.
I'm so glad you're back. There's a lot of editing this episode.
had a lot of alcohol.
But yeah, there's got to be some positives. Like I've been playing for over a quarter of a century at this
Yeah.
point. So
And it pulled me in as an adult.
Oh wow!
So that's a
How-
scary thing for me.
You shouldn't have reminded me of that.
No, don't
Yeah.
think about it.
1987, I saw my first Space Marine, and I was hooked ever since.
Oh,
First blister pack
Wow.
I bought was a Squats heavy weapon team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mine was
2012
this,
for me.
Space Marine with a plasma gun, metal one.
squad of old Warhammer skeletons, the really old multi-part
Oh
ones.
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yes.
Chaos Warriors for me.
yeah.
Of the Warhammer
Oh, the
variety. rather
Ones that
than
just
the-
sit like
yeah,
that.
The axe one, yeah.
I'd have to say it was Chaos Dwarfs.
Chaos
Good old
Dwarves.
Chaos
Oh,
Dwarves.
Wow.
a species that no longer exists in the AOS realm. There you go.
Oh no, they still do in AOS. You can use them. They're
Joker says 3
I dare
decades.
them.
Yeah.
Shh, we don't use those words anymore. Shh. No IP. Shh. Huh?
They've been legends.
Yes.
Oh, they
You're in a
did like-
faraway realm where the flies always go flood.
Well, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought Legends up because one thing they did do. Okay, we're not making this model anymore. We didn't do it, but we're not just taking them out of the game completely. You can still use your old Legends rules for it. So it's not just clean slate. No more.
It's here. It's
Imperial
gone.
Guards
Away.
on the horses. Clip clop, clip clop.
The Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. Yeah. Which is what I really wanted. No, Rough
I was
Riders
thinking
are out,
Tau,
but you
but
can
yeah.
still use them because they still have rules. They won't be updated,
Yeah.
but they're there and they match the game that we're still playing. Usually a bit costly compared to the two characters I created for the Kit Bash. Both of them are legendized characters, but I can still play them. And I'm not going to play a tournament with them. So if it's missing a keyword and you clearly see that is a Death Guard miniature, he's got the Death Guard keyword.
And
Yeah.
that's what's good about narrative, making up your own rules.
There's making up your own rules, and then there's making up your own rules.
now these Space Marine scouts have all got flamers. Lol.
They go 48 inches. Yeah.
Mortarion and Magnus were definitely Ultramarines.
Can I get rid of one camera? Let me see.
It's not me for once.
Hey, DS Knight, how you going? First box from Games Workshop was a 6-pack of plastic Eldar Lasgun Guardians. There you go. Plastic.
Did they do Lasgun Guardians?
Yeah.
and you
I
can
thought
get
they were always
Guardian.
Shuriken.
No, but
back
you
in
can
the
get
day-
Imperial Guard with Shuriken catapults as well.
Yeah. Back in the day, everyone used the same guns.
Yeah.
Orcs had heavy bolters and bolt guns.
Yeah.
Like Eldar there were Shuriken catapults, but they had las guns. I've got a squad of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
box
only
of
ever saw
lead
them with the
rattlings.
Shuriken catapults.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good fun though. You know, with Rogue Trader book was anything goes.
Ooh. Be careful with those rattlings, Joker. Lead, that's not cool.
He's not swallowing them. You're not
We
swallowing
used
them,
to
right, Joker?
A lot of my Space Marines are still led with Blood Angels.
Yeah. That was a running joke amongst my mates at high school when they took the lead out of the models. Was the old ones used to say harmful if chewed or swallowed, and they took it off. So our joke was, now you can chew them at leisure.
What can
Teeth
go wrong?
mark.
Lead poison.
It's my kit bash. Wow. So there is a lot of good out in the hobby. We're still talking about, we're still playing, we're still hanging out for this weekend to get back into actual physically playing the game again.
Yeah, I've got a whole new codex to run.
Yeah, I've got a whole army of finally finished painting to run. So,
I got an army. I better finish painting.
I could have Bellicor that could have a run.
2.5. No, I got a 2,200.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't go in the last model standing.
No, he
No,
can't.
but he can play against Red Belly.
Yeah, you can. Currently, my last models. Yeah, we can bring back content for the stream as well. We can have their last painted standing this in October, so it'll be exciting. Can't quite
You should
squeeze it in
finish-
for September. But yeah,
You should finish Mortarion.
Yeah, and I finish a pink horror.
yeah.
I would love it.
If he finishes more, I'm bringing the friggin' Wild Void Dragon. Thank you very much.
I would love to put a Gene Stealer against Morty.
And I lose. What the hell?
And a pink horror.
Hey,
You
they
are
haven't
making
given
up
me
your own
rules
rules.
for the lion yet.
Yeah, it's good. All right, so we wrap it up.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'll let you.
Oh, thanks very much. So, yeah, the point of this episode was to remind people the hobby is actually a lot of fun and really good. All right? You can be angry, you can be passionate, but remember, don't lose sight of the actual fun part of it. We're all here to have a game against a mate and banter with them and stuff like that. Maybe if you're a legal age, have a drink with them as well.
Or 5.
Or 5.
Or just one large one like I did.
Yeah. There's many aspects where you can go with the hobby, with the books, the games, the tabletop, the different versions of the tabletop. Everything's out there. You can listen to podcasts. You can watch people stream on Twitch. Red Belly would be a good one to watch.
Maybe watching us there now.
When does this happen in the movie? Now, sir.
Ain't seen shit.
When did that happen? You missed it. All right, so we'll wrap it up. I think we're doing well. Yes, thank you for the nice t-shirts. Don't forget, manscaped.com. Use the code word WOBBLY to get you 20% off and your free worldwide shipping, so you can ship it anywhere in the world. Send it to someone you don't know in Alaska. It's free, but you can do it. Just make sure you use WOBBLY as the key word. What are you doing with that camera?
Not
Like that.
I thought it was a thumb at first. But okay, that's not a thumb. You're listening to the podcast. It's a cat's tail. Just want to point that out. I'm talking about Manscaped. We go, that's not a thumb. Context.
See
So thank you very much for joining us tonight. We had a bit of fun doing the Manscaped thing. It's new for us. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, do enjoy. All right, Anthony, say goodnight.
Good night.
Mark, say goodnight. Just want to fight them out.
Bye.
And the other one?
Rule 0, don't be a dick. Have a good one.
Adam.
Good night.
Good night from me, and we'll take it away. Radio Mike.
My mother always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Join us next month for more Wobbly Player Syndrome.